Hi, my name is Lorena Moreno Rios, and I'm going to talk about this incredible book, The Shadow of the Wind. The Shadow of the Wind is a book written by Carlos Ruiz Zafon. It was published in 2001. He's a Spanish writer, and the original title of the book is La Sombra del Viento. This is the first book of the trilogy, The Cemetery of the Forgotten Books. I'm going to talk about a brief summary about this incredible story. Hidden in the heart of the old city of Barcelona is a cemetery of the lost books, a library of obscure and forgotten titles that have long gone out of print. To this library, a man brings his 10-year-old son, Daniel, one cold morning in 1945. Daniel is allowed to choose one book from the shelves and pulls out La Sombra del Viento by Julian Carax. Julian loved the story. For him it was fantastic, and Daniel attempts to look for other books by this unknown author, but he can find none. All he comes across are stories of a strange man calling himself Langoubert, after a character in the book who happens to be the devil, who has been seeking out Carax's books for decades, buying and burning them, all of them. The novel is actually a story within a story. The book Daniel Semper is a quest to discover Julian's other works, and he becomes involved in tracing the entire history of Carax. In general, we can say that the book is tragic stew of love, obsession, pride, revenge, religion, friendship, and remorse. Zafon blends these ingredients together with more than dash of cruelty. It's a harsh of story and then a lot of cruelty, much of it within families. Something about the book, talking about two important aspects, I can say that is a really good book. The writing is gorgeous. The book is full of incredible quotes, and I would like to share one with you. One of the most important messages from this book is the importance of the reading. So the quote says, every book, every volume you see here has a soul. The soul of a person who wrote it and of those who read it and lived and dreamed with it. Every time a book changes, every time someone runs his eye down its pages, its spirit grows and strengthens. I love that. It's fantastic. The writing is incredible because, for example, when you start reading the book, you have some information about one character, but then about another character that they don't have relation in that period of time until you get to the middle of the book and you start having doubts and finally you got the answers you were hoping for. So the way it is written, it's unbelievable because all the time you are thinking as if you were Daniel Semper. You're trying to have your own theory, you're trying to know what happened, and you were so involved in this book that is full of mystery that you just want to know what happens. Another important fact is the way he describes the city of Barcelona. It doesn't matter if you have or have not been there. You can imagine the city all on your own or remember the times you were there. You fall in love with the city, that's a fact for sure, because it is so well described in the book. There are also maps where you can be guided through these parts where Daniel was walking through Barcelona. Um, it's incredible. And well, in general, it's difficult to talk about negative aspects of a book that I really enjoyed, that I really liked. Many people didn't like the way it was written, but it also depends on everyone. Many people say that I didn't like the fact that there were a lot of characters and a lot of facts and I have to remember. Yeah, it's not really easy to read in that point because there is a lot of information, but at the end, if you're paying attention, you will fully understand the reading. On the other hand, the way it was written, it was a lot of mystery, and somehow you don't know what's going to happen. But with the reading, we have to be patient, and we have to keep on reading and trying to figure out everything and give the time that it takes to read a book. In my personal experience with this book, a friend of mine recommended me the book. He told me it was his favorite. I said, like, well, why not reading it? I love it. When I started reading it and said, oh, it looks like it's interesting. It looks nice. But then when I arrived to the middle of the book, I couldn't stop. I finished the book in the afternoon. I read like 5 hours straight. I was so tired at the end. I was shocked with everything that happened with the final. It was so interesting, and finally the mystery was solved out. I really think that it's a worth book. One day my dad arrived home with a book, and I asked him, like, why do you have one copy of this book? We already have one. And he told me that his friends gave it to him. This is why he started reading the book. He also loved it. One day I was talking with my grandmother, and she told me that she loved it too. So this is why I believe that it's a book for everyone, for teenagers, adults, all of these generations will enjoy it in a different way and will like it in a different way, but at the end they will love it. So I think that this is one of the most important things of the book. So if you haven't read Sombra del Viento, I really recommend it to you. You will love it, and you must read the other two books because you will also have more. I think you have more information about the characters and about the end of the story. Thank you.